Hi Candice, how are you? Yeah, I'm really good, thanks, Beck. How are you? Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I really appreciate you coming in and talking with me this afternoon. I think it is important to have these little meetings once in a while, just to touch base and see how everything is going. Yeah, I think it's great too. I did have something that I wanted to talk to you about actually. Absolutely, go for it. So, over the last couple of months, I've been putting together profiles of the children in my class. This just allows me to gain a better understanding of them so that I can make sure I'm meeting all of their individual needs. I've just recently put together Audrey's file. You're more than welcome to have a flick through. So, what exactly are these profiles made up of? Basically, what I've been doing is a lot of observing of Audrey across numerous days and during different activities. This just allows me to see how Audrey's doing in general and any areas that may need more attention. Oh, okay, I see. What did you find out about Audrey? Is there any areas that you found concerning? I did make a couple of notes during my observations, but absolutely nothing to be concerned about. That's great news. What were the notes you made? I'm sure that you already know that Audrey is well above standard in her literacy. Her reading and writing is incredible. Yeah, I definitely have noticed that. Anything to do with reading and writing, she absolutely loves. That's great. This is definitely an area of strength for Audrey, and I want to make sure that she continues to be challenged. Another note that I made during my observations is that Audrey sometimes becomes frustrated when she does not immediately understand a task. I don't know if you've noticed this. I have seen this. I think it may be because she's used to understanding something straight away, and when she doesn't, it's like she doesn't want to keep trying. Yes, I agree. She's definitely used to understanding something straight away. I think that she wants to try, she just doesn't think she can do it. Have you ever heard of a woman by the name of Carol Dweck? No, I haven't. Who is she? She's a well-known mindset researcher, and she talks about the different types of mindsets. The two most common being a fixed mindset, which is when someone believes they are not good at something if they do not immediately understand it. This can lead to frustration. And the other is a growth mindset, which involves just not giving up and understanding that your brain is getting stronger every time it is challenged. So, do you think Audrey has a fixed mindset? I can't say for sure, but she definitely has traits of this type of mindset. I think that once I spend more time with her, I'll be able to determine it for sure. If this is the mindset that Audrey has, will she always become easily frustrated and believe she can't do something? Absolutely not. There is so many ways to work on changing this type of mindset, and this is something that I would love to work with Audrey on. Would you be okay with this? Definitely. Anything to help. Awesome. I will work with Audrey to try and get her to see that she can do anything. Some things just might take a little more time than others. Simple things like praising Audrey when she's attempting a task and rewarding her for her effort and progress, as well as encouraging her to keep trying, are all methods that can help Audrey get rid of this mindset and switch to a growth mindset. This mindset is about not giving up, which is something I would love for Audrey to accomplish. That sounds great. I would love for you to work with her. You also mentioned that you want to continue challenging Audrey with her reading and writing. How are you thinking of doing this? I think that the best way to keep challenging her would be to firstly give her a higher level reading book to see how she goes, and to also give her work that is slightly harder than normal, which will keep her interested. This all sounds great. I'm really looking forward to seeing how she goes. Me too. I'm thinking if we meet again in a few weeks' time, just to touch base and to let you know how she's going. Sounds good. I'll see you then. Thank you so much, Beth. No worries. See you soon. Hey, Beck. Oh, hi, Candice. It's great to see you again. You too. I'm so excited to see how Audrey has been going. She's been doing great. Take a seat and we'll get started. So let's start with the frustration that we spoke about at our last meeting. Sounds good. Over the last 3 weeks, I've spent a lot of time with Audrey, and I've found that the tasks she's getting most frustrated with are the ones where the students are given freedom of choice and aren't given a specific task and told exactly what to do. This isn't always the case. Sometimes she works extremely well and is able to complete the task efficiently, but most of the time, these are the moments where she's getting frustrated, and I think it's because she's not exactly sure what she has to do. Did this make it hard for you to work on changing her mindset? Not at all. In fact, it didn't take long until I started to see changes. Lev Vygotsky, a theorist from the 1800s and early 1900s, whose work is still extremely influential today, discusses a term called the ZPD, which is the zone of proximal development. All this means is It's the space between what a child can do themselves and where it is necessary to step in and give them guidance to more or less master the skill. Do you recall the different types of mindsets that we discussed in our last meeting? Yeah, I think so. The fixed and growth mindset. Yeah, that's it. So I combine the work of Lev Vygotsky and the techniques of how to switch to a growth mindset to try and stop Audrey from getting frustrated. To do this, when I could see that she was beginning to get frustrated, I stepped in and spoke to her. And I said simple things like, "You can do it," and "keep trying." And I'll explain the task again to her. And from then on, she was fine. She completed the task perfectly. I think all it is going to take is reinforcement that she's doing a great job and that she can do it. And it might just take a little more one-on-one time to explain the task. I'm so happy with that. It's great too because I know she'll be feeling better within herself when she's able to complete the task. And these are techniques that I can use at home too. That's exactly right. And it'll be great for Audrey too to have the consistency at home, which is why it's so great that we are able to work together on this. In regards to her literacy, the extra work that I gave Audrey and the higher level reading books worked great, and she's definitely ready for it. The Australian curriculum states that in a foundation level, which Audrey is in, students should be able to produce some lowercase and uppercase letters and be able to create short texts to explore, record, and report ideas and events. Audrey's already well beyond her years in this, so that is why I think it is important that we keep extending her learning by giving her tasks that will continue to challenge her and expand her knowledge. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm happy for you to keep challenging her. So I think from here on, I'll just continue to work closely with Audrey and keep challenging her and supporting her where necessary. Maybe in a month or so we could meet again just to discuss whether or not these tactics are still working, if you're happy to do that. Awesome. Thank you again. Hey Candace, it's great to see you again. Audrey has improved so much. It's incredible. She really has. Even at home, I've noticed she's more patient and willing to accept help, and she doesn't get frustrated with certain things anymore. That's so good to hear. I've been looking into the early years learning framework and the outcomes that are important for Audrey to meet, and wow, she's doing great. One that really stood out for me was outcome 4, which is children are confident and involved learners, and it stood out to me because Audrey has just improved in such a short period of time. Rather than getting frustrated now, she is able to take a step back and think about it, and she knows she can do it. I definitely think that her mindset is changing, which is so good to see. And with her literacy, she gives everything a go and loves being challenged. Maria Montessori, who is another very influential theorist, has a child-focused approach, and she talks about the significance of supporting children and ensuring you are catering to their individual needs. I really try to work alongside this theory, and I think this is great because it's the type of environment that Audrey is able to flourish in. That is so great. I'm glad that we could work on this together because I can see how much Audrey has benefited from it, and it shows that working together is so important. That's so true. Collaboration is key. Thank you for being so great and so willing to work with me on this. We will keep in touch, but for now, Audrey's doing great. Definitely.